I stood up at our 15th anniversary party and said, "Sarah has been playing the perfect wife and mother for years. Now let me show you who she really is." When I played the videos of her with her lover on the big screen, chaos erupted among our 150 guests. "My name is David Chen. I'm 42 years old. I'm a financial advisor in Austin, Texas." The woman giving a toast about our eternal love while 150 friends and family watched was the same woman who'd been cheating on me for 3 years. Sarah and I met in college at UT Austin, married at 25, built what everyone called the perfect life. Beautiful house in Westlake. 2 kids, Emma, 12, and Jake, 10. Successful careers, the couple everyone envied. For 15 years, Sarah played her role flawlessly. PTA president, charity volunteer, soccer mom, the woman who organized elaborate birthday parties and never missed a school event. But 6 months ago, I discovered her secret life. It started with small things. Late nights at book club, weekend trips for yoga retreats, phone calls she'd taken in another room. "Who was that?" I'd ask. "Just my sister," she'd say. Always her sister. But her sister lived in Seattle. These calls came at midnight. The first real evidence came when I borrowed her laptop. She'd left her email open, nothing obvious. But I noticed deleted items, hundreds of them. I recovered them. What I found changed everything. "Can't wait to see you tonight. David's working late again. -M. The hotel room is booked. Same place as always. -M. I love you more than I ever loved him. S. 3 years of emails, 3 years of lies, 3 years of betrayal while she smiled across our dinner table every night. M was Mark Rodriguez, Sarah's personal trainer. The man I'd hired to help her get back in shape after Jake was born. The man I'd invited to family barbecues. The man who called me buddy while sleeping with my wife. But I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed more proof. Because Sarah was smart. She'd have explanations, denials. She'd make me doubt what I'd seen. So I started gathering evidence. Have you ever suspected your spouse was cheating but been afraid to find out the truth? I hired a private investigator named David Kim, former police detective, specialized in marital cases. "Give me 2 weeks," he said. "If there's something to find, I'll find it." He found it in 3 days. Photos of Sarah entering a downtown hotel, Mark arriving 10 minutes later, both leaving 2 hours later, looking relaxed and happy. But photos weren't enough. I needed something undeniable. That's when Kim suggested video surveillance. "Your wife's been using the same hotel for months," he explained. "Room 412. Same day every week, Thursday afternoons." Thursday afternoons when Sarah told me she was at yoga class. Kim had contacts at the hotel, security guards who could access hallway footage, room service staff who could confirm timing. But I wanted more than surveillance footage. I wanted to hear them admit what they were doing. The breakthrough came when I discovered Sarah's second phone, hidden in her gym bag, a burner phone Mark had given her. I cloned it. Every text, every call, every photo they sent each other now came to me too. What I saw made me sick. Videos they'd recorded together. In our house, in our bed. While I was traveling for work. Audio recordings of them mocking me. Calling me boring. Laughing about how easy it was to fool me. "David has no idea," Sarah laughed in one recording. "He actually thinks I go to book club." Guy's a walking cliché, Mark replied. Works all the time, never pays attention to his hot wife. Sometimes I can't believe how stupid he is. They weren't just cheating. They were humiliating me. But the worst part was what they said about our kids. Emma asked me yesterday if Mark was my boyfriend. Sarah said in another recording. What did you tell her? I told her not to be silly. But she's getting suspicious. She's too smart. Maybe it's time to make this official. Divorce David. We can be together openly. Soon. I just need to figure out the finances first. Make sure I get enough in the settlement. They were planning to destroy my family, break up our home, take my children, and they were laughing about it. That's when I decided to destroy them first. Would you have confronted them privately, or would you have chosen public humiliation? Our 15th anniversary was approaching. Sarah suggested a big party. Let's celebrate how far we've come, she said, kissing me softly. Invite everyone. Make it special. The irony was perfect. She wanted to celebrate our marriage while planning to end it. I agreed. But I had my own plans for making it special. We rented the ballroom at the Four Seasons. Sarah sent invitations to 150 friends and family, both sets of parents, our siblings, colleagues, neighbors, everyone who knew us as the perfect couple. Sarah spent weeks planning every detail, the flowers, the catering, the slideshow of our life together. She even wrote a speech about our enduring love. Meanwhile, I was planning my own presentation. I hired a professional video editor, gave him all the footage from Sarah's phone, all the audio recordings, all the hotel surveillance. Make it clear, I told him. No ambiguity. I want everyone to understand exactly what they're seeing. He created a masterpiece, a 20-minute documentary of Sarah's betrayal, complete with timestamps, locations, and audio commentary. The centerpiece was security footage from our own home. Sarah and Mark in our bedroom on our anniversary last year. While I was in Dallas on business, the audio was crystal clear. Their voices, their laughter, their plans. I also prepared backup evidence, printed emails, bank statements showing hotel charges on her credit card, phone records proving their relationship. But the video would be enough. The night before the party, Sarah came to bed excited. Tomorrow's going to be perfect, she said, snuggling against me. I can't wait to celebrate us. I kissed her forehead. It'll definitely be memorable. She had no idea how memorable. The party started at 7 p.m. Sarah wore the dress I'd bought her for our first anniversary, white with silver details. She looked beautiful. For the first hour, everything went perfectly. Cocktails, appetizers, old friends catching up, family stories being shared. Sarah worked the room like a politician, hugging everyone, accepting congratulations on our marriage, playing the devoted wife. At 8:30, she tapped her champagne glass for attention. Thank you all for being here, she began, her voice warm and genuine. David and I are so grateful to have you in our lives. She looked at me with what appeared to be pure love. 15 years ago, I married my best friend, my soulmate, the man who makes me laugh every day and loves me unconditionally. Applause from our guests, smiles all around. Our love has only grown stronger with time. Through challenges and triumphs, we've faced everything together. More applause. I saw my mother wiping away tears. I look forward to the next 15 years and beyond. Because when you find true love, you hold on to it forever. She raised her glass. To David. To us. To forever. Everyone raised their glasses. Cheers. That's when I stood up. What would you do in that moment? Let her finish the lie or expose the truth? Thank you, Sarah. That was beautiful, I said, taking the microphone. Absolutely beautiful. I looked out at our guests. Friends who'd known us since college. Family who'd watched our children grow up. People who believed in our marriage. Sarah's right about one thing. Tonight will be memorable. I clicked the remote in my pocket. The hotel's projection screen came to life behind me. But before we continue celebrating, I think everyone should see what Sarah's been doing while I've been working to support our family. Confused murmurs from the crowd. Sarah's face went pale. What are you doing? She whispered. Showing everyone who you really are. The video began with hotel surveillance footage. Sarah entering, Mark following. A timestamp showing it was last Thursday, during yoga class. Gasps from the audience. Sarah's mother covered her mouth. But I wasn't finished. The video cut to audio recordings. Sarah's voice, clear and unmistakable. David has no idea. He actually thinks I go to book club. Mark's laughter. Guy's a walking cliché. Sometimes I can't believe how stupid he is. The ballroom erupted. Shouts of anger, cries of disbelief, chairs scraping as people stood up. Sarah tried to grab the microphone. Stop this. You're humiliating us both. I'm not humiliating us, I said calmly. You already did that. The video continued. More footage, more audio. 3 years of evidence playing for everyone to see. Sarah's brother stood up. Turn it off. This is sick. Sit down, Michael, I replied. Your sister destroyed our family. Everyone deserves to know the truth. Then came the footage from our bedroom, our house, our anniversary last year. Sarah's voice. Maybe it's time to make this official. Divorce David. Mark's voice. Soon. Just figure out the finances first. The room fell silent except for the sound of my wife plotting my destruction. When the video ended, chaos erupted. Sarah's parents rushed toward her. My parents stared in shock. Friends shouted questions. Children started crying. Sarah collapsed into a chair, sobbing. Mark hadn't even shown up to the party. Smart man. 15 years, I said into the microphone, my voice carrying over the noise. 15 years of marriage. 3 years of lies. And you all just heard her plan to take my children and half my assets. I looked directly at Sarah. The divorce papers will be filed Monday morning. The evidence goes to my lawyer tonight. Her father stood up. David, maybe we should discuss this privately. Like Sarah discussed her affair privately? I asked. No. She chose to destroy our marriage in secret. I chose to end it in public. People were leaving now. Some in anger, some in embarrassment, some to avoid being part of the drama. But many stayed. Our closest friends, my family, even some of Sarah's relatives who looked more disgusted with her than with me. My brother approached the microphone. The party's over. Thank you all for coming. As the ballroom cleared, Sarah remained in her chair, destroyed. Would you have felt satisfaction in that moment or regret? The aftermath was swift and decisive. By Monday morning, the video had spread throughout our social circle. Not because I shared it, but because 150 people had witnessed it firsthand. Sarah's betrayal became legendary in Austin. The woman who gave a speech about eternal love while cheating for 3 years. The divorce proceedings were straightforward. Sarah's lawyer advised her to accept my terms quickly. Your client has no leverage, my attorney explained to them. The evidence is overwhelming. Fighting will only make it worse. Sarah got minimal alimony. I got primary custody of Emma and Jake. She got supervised visitation until she completed counseling. The house, the savings, the retirement accounts all stayed with me. Sarah had forfeited her right to half our assets through her adultery. But the real justice wasn't financial. Within weeks, Sarah lost her position as PTA president. The board voted her out after parents complained about her moral character. Her charity work ended when organizations quietly asked her to step down. Bad publicity, they explained. Mark lost his job at the gym. Too many clients had seen the video. His reputation was destroyed. Sarah moved in with her sister in Seattle. Temporary, she said. But temporary stretched into permanent when Austin became too uncomfortable. Emma and Jake adjusted remarkably well. Kids are resilient, but they also sense truth. Dad, Emma said one night, I knew something was wrong. Mom was always lying about where she was going. Why didn't you tell me? I didn't want to hurt you. But I'm glad you found out. Jake was younger, but even he noticed the change. Is Mom coming back? He asked. She'll visit. But our family is different now. Is that okay? It's better than living with lies. 6 months later, I received a letter from Sarah. She was in therapy, working on herself, hoping to rebuild our relationship. I didn't respond. Some betrayals are too complete to forgive. Some lies are too elaborate to forget. She'd made her choice. For 3 years, she'd chosen Mark over our family. Lies over truth. Selfishness over sacrifice. I'd made my choice too. Truth over silence. Justice over reconciliation. My children over her feelings. A year later, I met Rebecca at Jake's soccer game. Another single parent. Divorced, but for different reasons. I heard about what happened, she said carefully. That must have been difficult. It was necessary. Do you regret how you handled it? I thought about that question for a long time. Did I regret exposing Sarah publicly, humiliating her in front of everyone we knew? The answer was simple. Number. Sarah had humiliated me privately for years. She'd mocked me to her lover, planned to destroy our family for her own pleasure. She'd forfeited the right to private dignity when she chose public deception. Would you have chosen forgiveness over justice? Today, Emma is 14 and Jake is 12. They're thriving in school, happy, confident, free from the tension that existed when Sarah lived with secrets. They see their mother every other weekend, supervised visits in a neutral location, court-mandated counseling for all of them. Sarah has apologized repeatedly. To me, to the kids, to her family. But apologies don't erase 3 years of lies. They don't undo the damage to our children, They don't restore trust that was systematically destroyed. Rebecca and I have been together for 6 months now. She understands my caution about marriage, about trust, about believing in someone completely. I don't need promises, she tells me. I need consistency. That's what Sarah never understood. Marriage isn't about grand gestures or beautiful speeches. It's about daily choices, small decisions, consistent loyalty. She chose inconsistency, lies, betrayal. I chose truth. The video from our anniversary party still circulates occasionally. A cautionary tale about public humiliation, about revenge taken too far. People ask if I regret it, if I wish I'd handled things differently. My answer is always the same. Sarah had 3 years to confess, 3 years to end her affair, 3 years to choose our family over her selfishness. She chose deception every single day. I chose truth for one night. If that makes me the villain in her story, I accept it. Because in my children's story, I'm the father who refused to let their mother's lies define their lives. In my story, I'm the man who stood up for himself when standing up mattered most. That night at the Four Seasons, I had 2 choices. Let Sarah continue her performance, or expose the truth. I chose exposure. She'd been humiliating me in private for years. I humiliated her in public for 20 minutes. The difference is that my humiliation was based on truth. Hers was based on lies. Truth doesn't apologize for being uncomfortable. It doesn't ask permission to be heard. Sarah had turned our marriage into a performance. I simply changed the script. When people ask about that night, I tell them this: betrayal in darkness deserves exposure in light. Some secrets are too damaging to keep. Some lies are too elaborate to ignore. I gave Sarah 150 witnesses to her true character, the same way she'd given Mark 150 examples of my supposed ignorance. The only difference is that my audience was real, and her stories were lies. Justice isn't always private. Sometimes it requires a stage. That night, I gave truth the platform it deserved, and truth spoke so loudly that everyone heard it. Justice is loudest when everyone is listening.